Hello, hello, Mystic GLoLady here. It has been too long since I have done any divination readings. It's been a year and a half that I have taken a hiatus in order to finish my civil rights lawsuit that's now in the Supreme Court, and I've also started going back and seeking higher education. So I've been up to a whole lot of things, and I hope that you have been creating as well. My Patreon GLoLady site is up and almost ready to run. I have my inspirational wallet size photos for download, and also my healthy hippie hemp oil blends and other essential oil blends, as well as tools of the trade. There's lots of different support levels, so I hope to see you on my site, GLoLady, on Patreon. I'll put a link below. And now, on to your reading. Hello, Capricorn. This is your tarot reading for June 2017. And I am shuffling your cards as we speak. That is what that sound is in the background. So, as we started out in the first house, you have the Eight of Swords, the shortened horse. And when we are looking at the astrology in there, we see that Pluto's in there. And Pluto is retrograde on top of you, going back over who you are. Who do you think you are? And are you who you want to be? As we go into the second house, you have the Prince of Cups. The second house is your finances and possessions. In the third house, you have the Three of Pentacles, the material works. So, as we go on to the fourth house, you have the Death card, the end of, the new beginnings. Death is but a rebirth, and it is in your home. Are you planning on moving in the month of June? In the fifth house, you have the Six of Cups, the pleasure in the fifth house of fun, sex, creativity, and children. Woo, 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 woo. Be careful you do not have too much fun, though. Okay? Because Venus is going to be coming into that fifth house on the 7th. And Mercury is there until the 7th. So go out and have fun. Go out and enjoy yourself. With Pluto on top of you in the first house, it's like, let me go out, let me release some of my steam. In the sixth house, you have the Princess of Wands. Let's get down to work. The work, don't allow the work to become a distraction, or, from you, from what needs to be done. Now, in the seventh house of relationships, you have the Six of Swords, the earned success. You have a lot of things going on in your seventh house, your relationship house this month. You've got Mars transiting through. You have the Sun coming in on the 22nd. You have Mercury in there on the 22nd also. So good things are coming. Don't be so hard on yourself and focusing on what is not what you want, but start looking at where the good that is coming, that is showing you how it all plays out. In your eighth house of other people's money, you have the Emperor, being just. with other people's money, treating other people's money as if it were your own when you spend it wisely. Okay, that doesn't mean going out and blowing it all. And your ninth house of long distance travel, higher learning, you have the Eight of Cups, the abandoned success. Are you giving up on going back to school? Are you giving up on taking that trip? And why? Why is that? Why are you not going? Okay, talking about money, that doesn't mean that money will not be there in order to do it. So if you give up on the first try, well, I don't really consider that trying hard. I consider that more of an excuse as to why it can't be done. And if you try, what would bring it about? Now, in your 11th house of friends and associates, hopes and wishes, you have the Nine of Swords, the despair and cruelty. One of the best ways to get out of yourself is to go out and serve others. So if you are feeling low, find one of your friends who is feeling even lower, and you will both feel much, much better. In your 12th house, you have the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is that material success. And in that 12th house, your skeleton closet, you have jails, institutions, hidden enemies, and secrets. So when we are looking at the whole picture of things that are coming, yes, you are being transformed. And if you had one of those friends that stabbed you in the back, get that out, forgive and forget, and move on. And remember what it looked like, what it felt like, and you will recognize if when someone else comes along and tries to do the same thing. Okay, so don't, as I said with the Six of Pentacles in the skeleton closet, getting it out, airing out the dirty laundry will make you feel much, much better. And let's go back into the Eight of Cups in that ninth house. And it's like, where is that emotional? Where is that emotional loss of? Are you wishing to take that travel in order to go because of family emergencies and you are feeling bad because you cannot go? If you can't go, you cannot go, but you can always go there in spirit. You can always call them, or hopefully you are able to call them. And if we're talking about someone who had passed, an anniversary of someone who had passed, it's the I don't feel as death is an end of, because in nature we see an end of, but we always see the beginning of new. Like when a forest fire comes and it totally burns everything that it comes across. It's interesting how those bright green shoots of new growth beautify the burnt regions shortly thereafter. So nature has a way of regeneration after a death, after an end of. So don't always look at things as of, this is the end of, there is no more, I'm finished. And, well, if you want to throw in the towel, you are, but we have choice. So, you know, if it's a setback, it's a setback. I can't even. Well, I probably I know I could count. Well, I don't even know if I could count because I've lost count of all of the times that I have lost, and I pick myself up and brush myself off and get on with it. But we have choice. And yes, there was a period of time where I did wallow in that self pity. And it was no fun because all it did was emphasize my loss. And I wasn't happy. And people around me weren't happy because I wasn't happy. And it's a hard challenge to shed that. But that's like a snake that's shedding its skin. Get rid of the old skin and grow a new one. You know, you will have a much thicker skin once you get through. And I'm seeing more in the beginning of the month, um, the challenges, but it is how you act at the beginning of the month, how your attitude acts, how you act with a attitude. If it is bad, well, it's just going to be bad because it's a bad attitude. But if you change your attitude and start saying, okay, I don't have to ask Kara why, I accept it as the will of a higher power, and it will be good. Because we know when we try to play God and things don't happen the way that we want them to, well, we failed or we suck at a playing, being the role of God, but rather accepting and looking at where that good is that comes out of just that little time spent that was good that came out of, then that is what we need to focus more upon, not a continual focus on what is not working. And as I had said, don't go out and have too much fun. You're going to feel like going out and having too much fun. But where is that balance? And when we consume spirits, when we are emotionally distraught, then don't be surprised when people will tell you about that personality shift that you experienced when the spirits take over. They call alcohol spirits for a reason. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if they tell you your alter ego came out when you ingested too much alcohol. Okay, so be very wary of that because drinking too much alcohol can end you in a place that you really had no intentions of going, whether that is with someone, someplace, or even those jails and institutions. So you have the ability to heal yourself. That dis-ease within you can be healed if you choose to. All right, it is your choice. The beginning of the month might seem challenging. The middle of the month, it's like, okay, who's doing what? And as I had said about the full moon on the 9th in your 12th house, that just might be when that the Nine of Swords will be exposing a situation. Okay, So be aware of the on the 9th. Be aware of that might be yeah, there just might be some things that are exposed that will help you go forward. Okay, I mean they will help you go forward, and don't look at what you have lost, but look at what you have gained. If it is nothing more than the strength and the wisdom over the challenges that you are getting over. And remember, Pluto pounding down on top of you, the energy that's in there in your first house, and there again, depending on your degrees of birth, it might be sitting right on top of you. And Pluto's not moving. Pluto's not moving for a while. Well, I mean, it's going retrograde, 19 to 18, but what goes back is going to come forward. So Pluto is sitting on top of you, teaching you lessons. Just don't be too closed-minded in order to see those lessons. And if you need to look at them from another point of view, rather, we should always look at all of our lessons from all different points of view, as many different points of view as we can, and we start to see things a whole lot more clearer. The same as your pieces of your puzzle. As I'm laying out and I'm throwing one card at a time, and you're only hearing one card in this house, and it's like, oh no, it's gloom or doom, I can't listen to anything else. But then when you see the whole picture, you see the whole picture, and you see where that gloom and doom is coming from. And a lot of it is ourselves. We create. So, Capricorn, be good to you this month. Don't give up hope. Work on yourself. And if you find out that somebody really has not been good to you, well, I'm sure that there's things that you can do about it. And if you want to take it up in a court of law, then take it up in a court of law if you feel that you need to be vindicated. But remember, it costs. It costs a lot of time and money to pursue any type of legal action. So make sure that the effort is worth it, and you wouldn't make out better just by saying, see ya, love ya, bye.